Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, and we just saw some results show for The Voice, right? They just had the semifinal results, and I am about to bring those to you at this very moment. First, the president spoke about bringing the troops out of Afghanistan. I'm happy to hear about that, and then some people will be coming home. The timeline seems pretty long, but I ain't gonna talk no more about that. I have a political channel. I might actually make a video about that over there. So, what happened on The Voice results show? They started out with the semifinalists performing Faith by George Michael. You know, everybody had a nice solo, or a few nice solos. Actually, there was a lot of soloing going around. And they didn't have any choreography like they do on American Idol. But they did have like little placements and little entries and kind of interesting stuff kind of going on. Sometimes they were just standing around, kind of boring. But besides that, they sounded good. So that's what's most important. First up, we had the results for TeamCeeLo. And he wrote a poem for the occasion. What did you, if you saw it, what did you think of it? Yeah, so the way they broke it down is each person got, well, the judge, the coach, God, they are so confusing. Okay, the coach got 100 points to split between the two people, and the voting public got 100 points to split between the two. And what they did is they showed everybody's score. And first, they started with the coach's score, right? And between Nakia and Vicci, CeeLo scored Nakia 51 points and 49 for Vicci. And you know, he gave an excuse saying that he couldn't really hear Vicci from where he was sitting and all this good stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, you know, and they had to score them actually before they saw the replay. They had to score them, you know, right after, at the end of the show. So, you know, then he watched it again and said, oh, I probably would have scored you evenly if, you know, but I'm like, whatever. What ended up happening is Vicci was saved, and her final score was 124, and Nakia's was 76. Big difference. Yeah. Next up, CeeLo performed his Bright Lights, Bigger City. You know, he had this old Cab Calloway look with the wig and stuff on. He is so funny. I didn't think, you know, he was so much into the character at first that he wasn't really singing a lot. But yeah, I enjoyed his performance and the dancers and the set, you know, whole setup and everything. It was a lot of fun. Next up, TeamAdam hung out with Gym Class Heroes in the studio while Adam sings a new song that he has with them. And then they had eliminations. And Adam scored Casey 35 and Javier 65. And again, he gave another excuse. And I don't know if I like this, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit more near the end. He gave an excuse saying, you know, well, Javier, you know, he's older, you know, and he's had all these different chances, blah, blah, blah. You know, you got all this. And so I was on Twitter, and somebody said, why didn't he just, what does it have to do with age? And I tried to articulate what he seemed to be trying to articulate, meaning, you know, Casey is young and has a lot of future ahead of her. She's got a lot of time. Javier is older, has had more chances, and this may be his last. And I think that was kind of a cop-out, personally. I think that he should have said that his performance was at a higher level than hers was, and that's why the score is the way it is. You know, it was just a cop-out to say, oh, well, you know, you got all this time and this might be his last chance. You know, no, that just doesn't work. That just didn't sit well with me. Next, the girls flew to Cincinnati with Blake and met Brad Paisley. Plus, they joined him on stage for his concert. His girls joined him, as he's calling them his girls. Yeah, and that was kind of a nice little segment. But I was sorry, Xtina was standing there performing with him, and again, she just had no stage presence. She just had none. And I was just like, why isn't she just excited and having fun? And she was just kind of, oh gosh. I hope that she grows into an artist and she actually gets, you know, with some life experience, she starts to get a little more confident and a little more presence. But it just isn't there yet, you know, and she did not move forward. Oh, I told that already. Anyway, TeamBlake results are next. Blake scored them 50-50. Again, I thought it was a cop-out. He was saying, oh, I can't choose between the two. But you are not supposed to be choosing between the two. You are supposed to be you're supposed to be scoring their performances. And their performances were not 50-50. They just were not. Even with the commentary that I gave Dia last night, I would have scored her a whole lot better than Xenia or Senia. I would have scored her a whole lot better. 50-50 was just a cop-out. But Dia was saved, 106 points to 94. Next up was Team Xtina, and Xtina scored them 50-50. You know, and I can see that because they are very different artists and they both performed at their top level. Again, from last night's performances, I would have scored Beverly higher because I felt like she gave a more solid performance. It was just a lot better, and it was more solid, and it was more grounded, and it had more depth. But besides that, yeah, I could see the 50-50 from Xtina. And another thing Xtina said right up front, she said, you know what, I can't choose. I'm going to leave it up to America. That's not a cop-out. That is just saying what it is. I can't choose. I'm leaving it up to America. But Beverly was saved. Her score was 107 to Frenchie's 93. So next week they'll be doing original songs and duets with their coaches. The voting will be totally in public hands, which it might as well be anyway from the way they were scoring. And they announced the casting has begun for season 2. Are you going to audition? I want to know. I'm thinking when they come back to New York, it's going to be nice outside. You can watch my Are You Auditioning for the Voice video. It was freezing the last time they had it, and I was still out there for about 4 hours. Yeah, and so I think when it's nice outside, if I am available, if I'm free, if I'm not doing anything, I will definitely plan on being there for the auditions, if nothing else, to get some footage for you guys. And besides that, when it comes to this coaching, you know, I can see in all of these shows, but especially in this one now, I can see that the coaches get very close to their people. You know, they start to treat them like friends, like family, you know, like their children in Blake's case. And it probably is very hard for them to really score them and to really be judgmental about their performances. But I keep saying that is the job. That is what you have to do. You have to score them by the performances. So everybody now who's looking down on people who are voting on American Idol, you know, and they get their favorite and then they vote for their favorite all the way through. You know, look at this. Look at these judges. These are musicians. They are people who have some success, and they even judging these people cannot quite choose between, you know, just that performance. They can't just single out, you know, you did a lot better on this one than they did, so they get the better score. So so let's stop judging people. Oh, it's just all these young people that are voting for them, or, you know, just because they have the most fans, such and such sucked last night. You know, we do end up giving a lot of leeway to people that we really enjoy, that have really entertained us, and that basically we have fallen in love with as an artist. Yeah, this is Robert Anton, robertanton.com, just trying to bring you some commentary for The Voice. I hope you enjoyed the show. Let me know what you thought, you know, about the results and the semifinals. Who is going to be the winner? That's what I want to know from you. All right, peace. I'm out.